Well, what's happening, YouTube?
How you guys doing? Good to see you.
Welcome to another video where today I'm going to be talking about finger control and the matched grip. This has been asked for a while now, and I haven't been procrastinating on purpose. I guess I've just forgotten, but I'm going to take this video right now and address you match grip players out there. And for the record, I play match grip as well. I mean, I'm predominantly a traditional grip player, but I do play both ways depending on the mood, I guess. So let's dig into this. Overall, I would say this is substantially easier than traditional grip, but that could be in the eyes of the beholder as well. For some, this might be extremely difficult. So, all right. So with match grip, the idea is you're using your fingers to push the stick from underneath, as opposed to traditional grip where you're pushing down on the stick. Okay, with either your thumb or your other fingers. With match grip, you're trying to push from underneath. Okay, so real quick, before I get into just the basic idea here, you have three types of match grip. You got German, which is palms flat. Okay, you got French, which is thumb on top. Okay, and then you got American, which is kind of a hybrid of the two. Okay, so let me say this. Generally speaking, the French grip is thought of as the finger control position, or the position where the fingers work the best. Okay, let me talk about why that is. Okay, so if you're in American or German, if you move the fingers, okay, you're going to notice that they move side to side. So when you sit there and try to use your fingers, the stick is moving side to side. In order to get where your fingers moving up and down, you have to turn the stick to the French grip position where your fingers naturally are moving in a way that's going to move the stick up and down. So that's why this is kind of the standard position. Now, with that being said, you can use the fingers, okay, in the American and German position as well, but you just have to, depending on the size and length of your fingers, like you might have really big hands or really long fingers where getting them under the stick, okay, like this, where you're able to do that without having to go into the French grip position. Okay, ultimately, as long as you can get your fingers underneath the stick, it doesn't matter what grip you adopt to make this happen. Okay, you have to do what's comfortable. There just isn't a universal right way that applies to everybody. Okay, and this goes with match grip as well as traditional grip. Okay, there's lots of different variations, and one way might work for one person, while another way won't work for the same person. Okay, so again, the goal is just to get where you can get the fingers underneath, where you can get a nice, smooth, and up and down position. What I recommend, if you're not sure, is to start in the French grip position and try that. If that doesn't work, then maybe start trying to swivel your hand back into American and German and just find a position where you feel like you can get your fingers underneath the stick that's comfortable. That's my suggestion. Okay, so once you figure out the hand position that you like, the goal is just to use the fingers just like this. Okay, you're gonna still hold the stick in your fulcrum. Okay, but I will say that this should be extremely loose. Don't hold it tight. Okay, if you hold it tight, it's like putting the brakes on. All right, you're not gonna be able to dribble the stick. Okay, nice and loose. And how you know it's loose? You should be able to do that. Okay, and then from here, the goal is just to start moving those fingers, boom, 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 up and down. Okay? Now, as far as what fingers are doing all the work, well, again, this also depends on hand size. I would say the main fingers are probably your index, middle, and ring finger. If you have short fingers like mine, the pinky might not do a whole lot. If you have longer fingers, then maybe your pinky does do a lot of the work. Okay? Okay, so that's the basic. All right, that's the basic positioning for it. Okay, some basic exercise you can do is do one finger at a time. So maybe just hold the fulcrum All right, and try to use just your index finger underneath like this. Okay, and stick your other fingers down and out of the way. Okay, all right, then try to use just your middle finger. Okay, ring. Okay, and even pinky if you want. Okay, so that's something that you can do. Again, I don't really use the pinky. My fingers aren't super long, so the pinky just pretty much just kind of hangs along for the ride. Okay, but that is basically finger control. Okay, and match grip. I think finger control in this position is really about is definitely the easiest to me compared to traditional. Okay. All right, another variation that I do a lot, okay, and these are some things you might see a lot of our drummers do, is instead of keeping your index finger here, well, some drummers will do just because it feels more balanced, and I actually agree with this, okay, is I will use the second fulcrum like this, okay, that's the first, that's the back fulcrum or second fulcrum, okay, and I actually do finger control from here, okay, notice my index finger is just hanging down to the side like that, and I'm just using primarily my middle and index finger to push the stick down. Okay. All right, so that's another suggestion or another variation you can do if you find dribbling from the front fulcrum to not be as comfortable or not feel as balanced. Then try that. All right, and then you can sit there and even swivel a little bit. Okay, experiment with once you can get the stick going, experiment with switching to the other positions. But you'll notice, like when I do it and I switch to American and German, the stick starts moving at a slant. Because again, in the French grip is how the fingers naturally move up and down. Okay? But I will say this, if I'm doing just twos, okay? If I'm just playing twos, I'll play more of an American grip, or threes. I'm not really doing it literally from the French grip position, okay? I'm definitely doing more of an American position. Okay, so depending on how many notes you're playing might determine what position you should use. So I'd say I go mainly to but if I'm on the ride cymbal, I usually use more of a French grip position. So I definitely would use my fingers in that way when I'm on the ride cymbal. So, but again, I guess my point being, experiment. Okay, but for short bursts, I often we'll just use American grip, okay? But if I'm doing something longer, then I might go to French. But again, I definitely can't turn the hand over to German, okay? Because when I do that, then the stick is just moving at a slant. Okay? So that's basically it. Easy peasy. All right. All right. And that's all there is to it. Now again, I'm using more just my index combinations of my index, middle, and ring finger. My pinky, sometimes he gets in there and helps a little bit, but for the most part, he's just, he's basically kind of like the little kid brother who just gets in the way. Okay? All right, so anyway, so this is a pretty quick video, so I hope this helps you. I hope it's straightforward. I think learning finger control and the match grip is pretty easy overall. But that doesn't mean it doesn't take some practice. But I think you'll definitely find it to be substantially easier than traditional grip. Okay. So anyway, guys, take care. We'll see you soon. All right. Peace.